I turned 60 the same year. I realized that time no longer feels endless. It feels precious. It feels counted, and if you are listening to me right now, maybe you feel that too. There is a quiet moment that comes after retirement. No alarms, no rush, no deadlines. At first it feels like freedom, then slowly it can feel like emptiness. I remember sitting at my kitchen table one morning, coffee in hand, staring at the sunlight coming through the window, and I asked myself, what now? That question can either become your greatest fear or your greatest opportunity. Today I want to share something deeply personal, 5 habits that I had to change after retirement, not because someone told me to, but because life forced me to. And if you stay with me until the end, I promise you this: you may not just add years to your life, you may add life to your years. The first habit I had to change was living without structure. For 40 years I lived by the clock: wake up at 6, go to work, meetings, lunch, deadlines. Then suddenly nothing. At first I thought this was a gift, but within months I started feeling lost. Research from Harvard shows that people who maintain a daily routine after retirement have up to 20% lower risk of depression. And I can tell you from experience that number feels real without structure. Days blur together. You wake up without purpose and go to bed without satisfaction. So I began again. Simple things: wake up at the same time every day, take a walk after breakfast, read for 1 hour, call a friend once a week. It sounds small, but structure gave me back a sense of control. The second habit I had to change was neglecting my body. When I was younger, I thought I could ignore my health. Work was always more important. Deadlines always came first. But after 60, your body begins to speak louder, sometimes in whispers, sometimes in pain. According to the National Institute on Aging, regular physical activity can reduce the risk of heart disease by up to 30% and improve cognitive function significantly. I did not start running marathons. I simply started walking every morning. 10 minutes became 20, 20 became 40. I stretched, I moved, I respected my body for the first time in years, and something beautiful happened. I began to feel alive again. The third habit I had to change was isolating myself. Retirement can quietly isolate you. No coworkers, no daily conversations, no shared struggles. Loneliness is more dangerous than many people realize. Studies show that chronic loneliness can increase the risk of mortality by up to 26%. That number shocked me, but what shocked me more was how lonely I felt without admitting it. So I made a decision. I reached out. I joined a local community group. I called old friends I had not spoken to in years. I even started small conversations with strangers. Human connection is not a luxury. It is a necessity. We are not meant to live this life alone. The fourth habit I had to change was holding on to the past. This one was the hardest. I spent years thinking about what I used to be: my career, my achievements, my identity. But retirement teaches you something very humbling. You are not your job, you are not your title. Letting go of the past does not mean forgetting it, it means making space for something new. Psychological studies suggest that people who adopt a growth mindset later in life experience higher levels of happiness and lower levels of anxiety. So I asked myself, what can I still become? I started learning, reading new books, exploring new ideas, even simple things like gardening, cooking, writing. There is no expiration date on growth. The fifth habit I had to change was living without purpose. This is the most important one. When you stop working, the question becomes, why do I wake up in the morning? Purpose does not have to be grand. It does not have to change the world. Sometimes purpose is simply being there for your family, helping a neighbor, sharing your wisdom with someone younger. Research shows that having a sense of purpose can reduce the risk of death by up to 15%. But more importantly, it gives your life meaning. For me, purpose became giving my time, my experience, my attention, and in giving I found something I had been missing for years: fulfillment. Now I want to speak to you not as a speaker, but as someone who has walked this path. There are days when you will feel invisible. There are nights when you will wonder if your best years are behind you. I have felt that. I still feel that sometimes. But let me tell you something important: your value does not decrease with age. Your worth does not retire when you do. You carry decades of experience, lessons, learned through pain, through success, through failure. That is something no one can take from you. Retirement is not the end of your story, it is a new chapter. A quieter chapter, a deeper chapter. A chapter where you finally have the time to become who you were always meant to be. So, if you are 60 or nearing 60, do not fear this stage of life. Embrace it, change your habits, care for your body, connect with people, let go of the past. And most importantly, find your purpose, because the truth is life does not end at retirement. In many ways it finally begins. If this message touched your heart even a little, if it made you think about your own life, please subscribe to this channel and press like. There are many more stories and lessons waiting for you here, and remember, it is never too late to start again.